Hi, Rena here. I enhance women on the outside to ignite the inside and help them achieve their dreams and goals. We're going to talk about how to build those around us because I believe that we are either builders or destroyers, right? There are two ways to have the tallest building in town. One is to build the tallest building and the other is to cut everyone else's building down. Learn these principles on self-confidence and helping others and building people and empowering women. I was around people that were destroyers. When we're around people that are criticizing, complaining, blaming, seeing fault in others, gossiping, we just kind of think that's normal. And sometimes we just jump in and participate because if that's the only type of environment we're in, that's what we tend to do. So how do we become a person builder? I'm going to give you 5 tips to be a builder because why do I feel it's so important to be a person builder? Because everyone's watching. I had no idea how many people were watching. For example, my cousin, when I was raising my kids and I took them on the trips that they went on, and someone else was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. I had no idea how many people were watching when I was coaching my kids every day before school for some of their sports teams, and other moms were like, yes, I want to be able to leave work and have an in-home business like you and do the same thing. We have no idea our influence on other people, and people usually wait until someone dies right at the funeral to say they did this for me and they did that for me. We probably are never going to hear the impact that we had on other people, but that doesn't mean that we didn't have an impact and people weren't watching. So let's go ahead and talk about the tricks and tips of being a person builder. Number 1, do not gossip. Okay, there is so much gossiping. When someone walks out the room and you were in the room, they should be 100% safe and secure that nothing is going to be said about them. And if something is said about them, it's going to be good. That's one of the first things my mentor taught me was say something good or you don't need to say it at all. Is it thoughtful? Is it kind? Is it inspirational? Is it necessary? And let's make our language thoughtful, kind, inspirational, necessary, beneficial, loving, caring. I believe I got so much success in my business because that's how I spoke. And then when I had a family and children, and I already had these principles in mind, being thoughtful and kind and beneficial and caring, talking to my children like that made a huge difference on how they relate to me now as adults, because they were always shown the respect and they were always shown on how to talk to other people. And to have kids that are millennials and Gen Z that not only are good electronically, but can also speak to people makes a huge difference. We are not going to gossip. We're not going to gossip about our families. We're not going to talk behind anybody's back. If someone leaves a room and someone says, oh my God, do you believe that dress she was wearing? Or can you believe those shoes? We're just going to say, oh yes, she has fabulous taste. I'm so proud of her for expressing herself. We are not going to partake in the gossip and we're going to cut it off right there. Number 2, be an encourager. My mentor was always an encourager in me. I was a nerdy kid. I was not exactly the most athletic. I certainly was not the most beautiful or the most fit. But she saw the good in me. She saw what my strengths were. She saw my loyalty and my commitment and my determination and my work ethic. Whatever was good in me, that's what she saw. So let's be the one that sees the good in people. When we're falling in love, people only see the good parts and they miss out on all the bad parts. And then their friends are like, how did you not notice that? Because we're so focused on what is amazing about that person that we don't see the faults. I would say just make that process normal. Don't see the faults. And if you do see the faults, don't harbor on the faults. As a mom, there were so many times I thought my kids have this habit or that habit, or how are they going to get into the right school and how are they going to make it as adults? And what I realized was the best thing I did was love them the way they were, because all those things work out for people. People will find their own way. They will maybe make some wrong turns, U-turns, detours, but they will correct themselves and make their own way. Number 3, pay attention, listen. We always say we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we talk. So pay attention to people. Eye contact. 3 types of contact functions, right? Eye contact, touch them maybe on the elbow or the arm. Use our voice. What tone of voice are we using? Are we excited to see someone, or it's like, hey, oh, it's you? Yeah, so glad you came. Okay, you want some food? It's over there. Let's use our contact functions to make people know that we like them and we care about them. Number 4 was to allow people the space to grow. Not everyone is going to learn as fast as us. Not everyone is going to get the concept. And I was in a waiting room waiting for a massage, and this mom was frowning at her kids and telling these 2 boys that looked like they were 8 and 10 not to run around. 8 and 10-year-old boys run around. Getting mad at them for age-appropriate behavior is not good parenting, but you could just see by the look on her face. I mean, I was scared by the look on her face. Give your kids the ability to grow and mess up and the grace to make mistakes and correct them. And same with your business associates. They are going to have some growing pains. And if you're the business owner or the leader, they may not catch on as fast as you. And I will tell you, I made a lot of mistakes. My mentor was 25 years older than me. Of course, I didn't have her wisdom. Of course, I didn't have her experience. She was twice my age. Having someone that liked me the way I was and gave me the grace to grow and learn from my mistakes and find my own path is priceless. So be that person for somebody else, the one that doesn't expect them to be perfect and lets them make the mistakes and is still there for them anyways. Finally, I would say, be an encourager, say nice things. Finally, I would say just be non-judgmental. People do things differently. The friendships that I have that I care the most about are non-judgmental. We may not be the same religion and we may not be the same culture. We certainly don't have the same family structures, but we're totally cool with that. If someone's having a bar mitzvah and invites me, hey, I'm gonna go and party hardy. And if someone's gonna invite me to a holy festival, I'm going to go and have fun there. And if someone's going to invite me to their Easter brunch, I'm gonna have a good time there too. So friends that, hey, it may not be my exact cup of tea, but if I get invited to it, I am going to show up and support my friends because I'm not going to judge the way they're living life, and I'm going to be the example of a good friend, a good mentor. We just show up with non-judgmental support for whatever they need. We all know what it feels like to be judged, and to have someone that doesn't judge us and loves us unconditionally and just kind of shows up for us for whatever crazy thing we're doing for, that is priceless. I have a free self-love journal. Scan the QR code. If you like this video, click like and share. And if you'd like more content like this, just tell me what topics you'd like to have and I'd be happy to do a video just for you.